So this is a 2019 KTM 250 XCF, and I've had it for a couple months now, but haven't been riding a whole lot because it's just spring and the ground hasn't been very dry. Anyway, a friend of mine told me about a way to keep the plastics from breaking if you dump the bike accidentally or fall over. These are pretty tight. KTM has done quite a good job of making it, I guess, quite reinforced here. But if you fall over, it catches right on here and has the potential to, like, there's not much give there, so it would probably snap, and people wreck their plastics quite often. So a friend of mine told me about a way to prevent that from happening, and it's fairly simple, but it involves one of these here. You can see the part number there. It's a KTM part. It's the rubber, kind of a rubber band or strap. I don't know what it's called. It's actually for the kickstand right here. You can see it. It's just a replacement for that, but you can use this same part, and we're gonna tie it in here. So we're gonna see if I can see that in there. I'm gonna pull that one out, that one out. It's an 8mm, or you can use the Torx T30. These two will stay in there, and this one here will stay in there as well. So first of all, just want to remove the seat, and I can use my Torx T30. Was it? Yeah. So first off, remove the seat. That one out. It's not all the way out. Again. Pull it all the way out this time. There we go. So that one's out. You can see, just lift up and pull back, and it slides out from under there. It's kind of hooked in to that there. Put that aside for now. Put this back here so I don't lose it. That one over there, just lightly threaded in. Alright, so get this out, I'm going to have to take that one off. I think it is a 6mm. If I do this with one hand. So it's a 6mm. Let's take that one out. Put it in my pocket for now, so don't lose it. And that one will go in later. So this one and this one will stay in when we're all done. So that unclips. You can kind of see a clip there. Goes into, where does that go into? Oh yeah, right here. I guess it clips into there. So pull up, unclip it. That one's free. And now come down here. Actually, almost forgot. You actually have to take this off for now. This is also a 6 mil. My pocket. Cool. I'm gonna switch it out for my T30 Torx. Get that one out. This one out. Now, this should slide forward and off. You can see it was attached on the fuel tank, that plug or whatever you want to call it. And it just kind of slides into place. Anyway, you pull that off. Because, once again, we want to take our T30 and pull this out. We don't need that in there anymore, so that's going to be removed for the time being. While I'm in here, I'll clean some of those leaves out of the place. Some leaves behind that rad guard. See that? Leaves and garbage in there. Doesn't take long to get stuff trapped in there. A few rides in the mud and the bushes. Anyway. So, what else? So I'll get this out here, our rubber band or whatever you want to call it, that holds the kickstand up, or up in the lock position I should say. So you want to take this, and I'm guessing you can do it one way or another way, but we want it tied in here. So what I do, I think, let's pull this off. Slide. Let's get that out of the way. I'll pull this right off of there. Slip this loop behind that mounting, threaded mounting piece. If I can get it back there with one hand. Alright, there you go. So it's back there. Now, let's push that back on. Nice and flush. And it's just like that for now. And I want to put this back on. Alright. So before I lose my position there, I'm going to put that screw back in. Oops. Just gently, not too tight. We'll put the other one in too. Kids are out playing. I got them on 50s. The two older girls. There we go. Alright, so where the lighting isn't very good here. It's gonna look like that. And this is gonna stretch over to here, and we're gonna zip tie that onto the plastic. And that way when you fall over or it catches something, it'll pull on this and stretch out. You know, riding, Jane? So I'm going to try to hold this in place. Find the pieces. Put one of these in just to hold it in place for now. These are the same length. Yeah. Whoops.
Mommy.
Huh?
Mommy have it.
Mommy has it? What does she has? Alright. This is one-handed, it's a bit difficult. Put that lightly in place, not all the way, just to hold the plastic kind of in there so it doesn't fall off when I'm trying to work on it. I'll put this one in too. Make sure it's on all the way. There we go. I'm going to clip this in place. Alright, so now, as I said before, you can see that it's gonna take that and it's gonna stretch out. You're gonna put a zip tie through that hole there, and then put this in also in that same zip tie, and then clamp it down. And then once you're done, I have the other side done already, so I'll just quickly show you what it looks like. So this is what it looks like here. So that if you fall over, this here catches on something, and instead of ripping or bending or wrecking your plastics, it's got some flexibility now. It's kind of on that rubber. You leave this one out, and up here you have the screw out as well, and instead of the screw you got a zip tie, and it's through that hole, and kind of just hugs the end of that rubber band or whatever you want to call it in place. And the other side is looped around that mounting spot on the rad guard, and that other screw also stays in place there at the bottom. But yeah, so you can kind of see if you fall over it can spring out, and that way you don't wreck your plastics, and you can just push it back into place when you're done, and it still looks nice and tidy. So this one stays in place, this one stays in place, the one in behind here, that one is taken out or removed so that you have that flexibility here. Anyway, yeah, there we go. Alright, see if I can do this with one hand. Might be a little tricky. Uh, Pretty much want to get this, once it's threaded through this hole, you want to just much attach the zip tie to itself. If I can do it with one hand. There we go. And you close that hole a bit. Not too small, then try to pull this out. And into there. Once you got it in there, start cinching it down. If you have two hands, which I don't right now, you just pull this way and use your other hand at the same time to tighten this. And you can kind of ratchet it sort of at the same time. Anyway, get the gist of it anyhow. I'm gonna do the rest with two hands, but then when you're done, you just snip that off. Some flush cuts or some snips. Then we just put the seat back in. Just clip it under. And then throw those screws back in right here.